Hi everyone, my name is Tori, this is Novel Life, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to a very fun video where I'm going to show you every unread book on my shelf. So if you guys know, I did a whole video where I scanned my entire library and I was able to see how many books I actually have on my shelves because I never ever counted, like I never cataloged them. So I scanned every book in my library and then I could sort by read versus unread. I had to go through and mark everything that I read versus unread, and I thought it'd be fun to actually show you every single unread book on my shelf, and you can tell me if I should throw it, give it away, unhaul it, etc., or keep them. Now I did print out every single unread book that I have. Basically what I'm gonna do, I have the name of the book and then the author. Basically what I'm gonna do with that is I'm going to put them all, I have like a cutter, what is the word? Cutter, like a slicer for paper, I don't know. I used it when I used to make bookmarks and stuff, but I'm going to put them all in a TBR jar and I'm gonna start a brand new series on my channel that I hope, fingers crossed, that I will get this number from 234. That's what I have unread, give or take a bit. I think it's some special editions. I haven't like fully gone into the catalog app that I use, which is Libib, but I'm gonna put them all in a TBR jar, and every month, maybe every like twice a month or something like that, I'll pull books from that and I will read them in a vlog. I know Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte calls it Read It or Unhaul It. Riley from Riley Marie calls it TBR Tackle. So it's like a new thing that a lot of people are doing, and I think that's actually a really fun idea to kind of get my TBR down, like my physical unread TBR down. So I'm gonna start. I have a lot of books to get through. I'm not gonna sit here and yap. It's the first day where it's like actually cold outside today, so I'm wearing this cute little like Amalfi sweater that I got from Target. Super cute, oversized, really like it. I have my coffee from Starbucks. I took myself on a little Barnes & Noble date and bought 4 books that I have not read, so that's gonna be also included in this. That's not included in the 234, so now we're basically at 238 at the minimum, which is lovely. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn you guys and we'll go ahead and get started. I basically save the title and if I know anything about it so it moves quickly. This might be a long video, so grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab a snack, sit down, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'm gonna start with my fantasy shelves, which is like all of these shelves. I do have historical romances all the way at the bottom that I have not gone through yet, so that's not included in this video. I also have all my historical fiction that I'm gonna do, so we'll start with those two. First unread book is Vampires of Eden by Carla Nicole. I really like this author, and this is the first book in a new series by her. I have The Infinity Alchemist by Case and Callender. I really like Case and Callender. It's a YA. I think it's a polyamorous romance or polyamorous book. Has really cool art. Picked it up when I was on a trip. Haven't read it yet. I have these 2 books by Chloe C. Pandara. I met her at PolyCon, and this is book 2 and 3 in the series. All of them are on KU, but I haven't got to them yet. This one I hope to get to. I got in PR, which is Bull Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. And it has pretty sprayed edges. I want to read this. I have the audiobook, but it comes out the 15th, so I'm waiting on that. I have Slaying the Shadow Prince that I haven't gotten to yet, but this is on my TBR for October, so I should be getting to this pretty soon. It's by Helen Schwer. I have this special edition of Ledge by Stacey McEwen. I got it from Just a Piece of Books. She didn't want this special edition, so she just gifted it to me. It has really pretty and papers and stuff like that. I just haven't read it yet, but if you read this series, let me know, because I definitely want to get to it soon. What have I not read on this shelf? Okay, so this is Trust of the Emerald Sea. I definitely want to get to this soon. I just haven't actually like sat down to read it. Technically, I haven't read this version of Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I want to get to it. I have the audiobook for this. I did read the indie version, which is sitting right next to it, so that's one that I definitely want to get to. Jade City by Fonda Lee. I definitely want to get to this series. I've heard really, really good things, but this is the first book I think in the series, and it's a good like saga of like a family saga type thing. I think if I could be wrong, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I have Guild by Raven Kennedy. I just got this for my birthday. I definitely want to read this series. I know a lot of people said in my video when I talked about this book, I went in a recent book haul that said that the first book is not great, but it's worth like the series. It's worth it at the end. I'm like, okay, I can get on board with that. I have Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. I really want to read this. I heard it's very gory, but it's also a really good book, so definitely want to get to it. I'm just a little intimidated by the page count. Hurricane Wars, I bought this last year for Christmas. It's the Target version, but then I heard not so great things. So if you've read this, please let me know if I would like it. I've heard that it's not the best book in the world. Speaking of intimidating books, Prior of the Orange Tree. Now, I will say I only got this book for $10, which is pretty good, half price, but it's a brand new book. But if you've read it, let me know. I know it's like a sapphic dragon fantasy, but this is 1,000 pages. Oh my god, it's 800 pages. I don't know if I don't know. I have City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I think I said that right. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. Another fantasy I definitely want to read. It's been on my TBR for forever. And then I have a V.E. Schwab book that I bought last year, The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. I just know that their stories are more like very intricate fantasies. And I want to read it. I just don't know, like, I need something to like push me to pick it up, you know? And then I'm going down to the row right here. Can you see this one? Yeah, you can. Okay. So technically I have DNF, the second book. I don't know what the second book is. A Curse for True Love? I think this is the second one. I DNF'd the second book in this series. I don't know what the second one is, but I DNF'd it. I don't know if I'll ever finish it, so I may get rid of those in my next unhaul. Not the most flattering angle, but you're here for the books, right? Okay. So then I have these two books by Chloe Gong. This is a part of a duet. It's Fat Lady Fortune and Foul Heart Huntsman. So I actually DNF'd the first book with this pink one during my historical fiction readathon because I wasn't feeling it, but I definitely want to get to it because I loved These Violent Delights and These Violent Ends, which is right next to it. What else have I not read on this shelf? This one, this shelf I'm pretty proud of. To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. I bought this because this is when they started doing sprayed edges stuff last year, and I really liked it, and I picked it up, but now like sprayed edges are everywhere. I do have this. I have some books like in the very back. Pumpkin almost fell. Had a pumpkin disaster. I do have some books in the very back. So this one is a special edition I got at a Polycon. It's The Wrath of the Serpent by Allison Aldridge. Oh, it has art that just fell out. She was just giving these away for like $10 or $15 to get rid of them, so she didn't have to ship them back. But I definitely want to get to it. But I haven't seen the best reviews, so once again, I'm kind of scared of that. I definitely should check reviews before I buy books now. That's what I'm trying to do. I think I've read all of the other ones on this shelf. Okay, that's pretty good. So I have my Sarah J. Maas shelf, and then I put my Carissa Broadbent up here. The only one I haven't read is this one, Daughter of No Worlds. I just haven't gotten to this series yet, but I have the first book on the top shelf. Okay, so all the way at the top I have Twin Crowns. I have not read that one. I have A Curse So Dark and Lonely that I have not read either. I have Firekeeper's Daughter. I have The Vicious Grace by Emily Tithe that I've not read. I have not read Fable. I have We Love the Night. We Love the Nightlife. Haven't read that one. I haven't read A Touch of Chaos. That's the only Scarlett St. Clair of that stack that I have not read. I haven't read Mortal Follies, but I haven't heard the best things. And I haven't read that Elise Kova book, which is The Rebels of Gold. It's book 3 in the series, but it was only $6, so I wanted to grab it. So along the top shelf, I have more fantasy over here. So I have A Reign of Rose I have not read yet. I have the Thieves and Monsters book. That's a special edition from Hello Lovely. We're uncovering all my dark secrets behind that. I haven't read Kashil's Dart, but I've read all the other books right there. I have not read Bride of the Sea by Emma Hamm. I definitely want to. I've read part of Wicked Things, but it's like a collection of short stories. I haven't read Bewitched yet by Laura at the Last. I just haven't heard the best things. And then I've actually read a lot of this stack right here, which is A Soul to Keep. But I haven't read Faye's Captive series. That's books 1 through 8. So technically it's 8 books, but there's only 2 there. And then the Katie Robert one at the bottom I have read. And I haven't read Dark and Shallow Lies. So that was my 2 top fantasy shelves up there. So that's all the fantasy I have. I think I have left. Yeah, I have my JLA shelf right here, but I read all of them. I'm a liar. I haven't read all of them. I haven't read these 2 books. So I haven't read Fire in the Flesh yet. This is the third book in the Flesh and Fire series. And then I still have to continue with Born of Blood and Ash, which is the last book. I don't actually know if it's the last book, but it's the 4th book in the Flesh and Fire series. And then I have to read Visions of Blood, which is more of like a companion novel, so it's not actually like part of the series, but I definitely want to read it before the last book in the Blood and Ash series comes out. But all of these other ones I have read. That's my JLA shelf. Now I'm going to show you really quickly. I have my historical fictions at the bottom. Y'all, this is going to take forever, so hope you're enjoying it. Okay, so I have a lot of historical fiction, which is this shelf and then that shelf next to it, that I have not read just because I just haven't gotten to them. Atomic Love by Janine Fields. I actually DNF'd this at the beginning of the year because I wasn't feeling historical fiction, so there's that one. I have Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. Just haven't read it yet. Poldark Ross Poldark by Winston Graham. I just heard that this was like a really good family saga. I think it's a TV show. And I definitely want to read it at some point. I don't know when. I want to read everything all the time. I literally want to read everything all the time, guys. Okay. Girl in the Blue Coat. I don't think I've read this one. I also haven't read They Went Left, but I really want to. I heard Monica Hesse is actually a really good writer. I haven't read Surviving Trace by Talia Reid, but I heard this is like a good historical fiction, but like with a kind of a romance. I recently got this in PR, but it's The Unraveling by Melanie Harmick. I don't think this is actually historical fiction. I just think this is like a thriller-esque book, but I didn't know. I don't have a thriller shelf, so it goes in my historical fiction shelf. I do have 2 books by Natasha Lester. I have The 3 Lives of Alex St. Pierre and then The Pair's Secret. I know this is part of a series, and I don't know if these are combined, like if they're part of the same series, but I have these 2 by that author. Sometimes when I go to Costco, I'll just pick up any historical fiction. The Titanic Sisters. Picked this up, I think, at Half Price Books, if I'm not mistaken, or if I just picked it up at Target. I can't remember where I got that from. The Most Beautiful Girl in Cuba. I think this is the one Chanel Clinton I have not read that I have on my shelf. So definitely want to get to this one because she's a beloved author of mine. My Policeman. I picked up at Barnes & Noble. Apparently historical fiction with a romance. The Family She Never Met. I don't know. I got this, just sent it to me, PR. She got it and they did not. She doesn't read historical fiction, so she gave it to me. The last book, Ruta Cepeda's book, is Out of the Easy. That's the only book I have not read by her. So all the other books I've read on this shelf. I'm going to just come to this side and show you really quickly. I have a decent amount on this shelf too. So Sally Rooney, I just never read Normal People. I actually picked this book up thinking I was going to like it, and I started to read it and I don't like it, and I think I bought it full price. So Alone with You in the Ether, have not read. I think I might get rid of that one though. The London Bookshop Affair. Another book, a historical fiction that I got in PR. Karen Kingsley, this one's definitely going in an unhaul. Me and Christy figured out when we picked this for a book club, we changed it last minute. This is a Christian, like, fiction. I don't read that. I didn't realize that. This is The Lost Book of Bon. Just a historical fiction I have. The Phoenix Crown by Kate Quinn and Janie Chang. Very excited because I love Kate Quinn's writing. This one I just got for my birthday. It's The Roaring Days of Zora Lily, which is Noelle Salazar's book that came out last year. So I want to read this and get caught up. I got that for my birthday. Razorblade Tears. I got this as a work, like, book club, and I just never read it. I think I tried to start this one and I didn't finish it, The Paris Library. I love this cover though, and I really want to get to it soon. I got this as a book of the month pick, but I never read it. If you've read Ellen Hildebrand, let me know. The 5-Star Weekend. Looks very summery. And then I have some Kristen Hanna on my shelves that I haven't read, which is The Great Alone. I really want to read that one. And The Nightingale. And the last one on my historical fiction, The Four Winds. Really want to read that one. So now we're getting into a lot of my, like, contemporary romances. So I'll try and show you. Basically, the shelf right above my historical fiction is my Gianna Darling shelf, part of my Gianna Darling shelf, and my Chloe Walsh shelf. So I've read every Chloe Walsh book that I own, except this one. This is the 5th book in this series, and I just haven't read it yet. It follows a different couple. So it follows her best friend and the hero's best friend, which is an interesting combination. So that's the only one from that shelf I haven't read. And from my Gianna shelf, the only one I have not read is technically this one. It's King of Iron Hearts. It's a book of poetry. So it's like really short. I definitely want to read it in 2024. I don't know if I'll get to it, but there's that one. Now my Catherine Cow shelves, I'm pretty sure I've read all of them. All of these. I've read all of these. These are special editions behind here. So that's like 3 shelves where I've read like everything. And then I've showed you my Jennifer L. Orange Trout and my fantasy. So we're going to come over a little bit more. We're making progress. Look at this. Okay. I recently got Fearless by Lauren Gilly. Have not read that one. And then I have Siempre by J.M. Darhauer. Wow, that was a lot. I have the 1st and 2nd book, so I have not read that. But then all the other books I've read minus The Protector by Jodi Ellen Malpass. But I've read all of the other ones, and I have some Sophie Lark books up there. So that's the ones I can't reach. Now, this shelf right here I feel really like bad about because Morgan Elizabeth gave me at a signing a lot of her books. Because she didn't, I know her PA, which her PA is amazing, but I have all of these. So I have the X-Files, I have Bittersweet. Like, these covers are adorable. The Playlist, which I've actually heard really good things about. The Connection. I and dropped one. And then we have The Substitution. So they're all kind of part of the same series. And I feel bad because they're all in her backlist. They're all part of her backlist, and I just haven't gotten to them yet. I technically haven't read My Fault, but I watched the movie, and it's very similar. So I don't know if I'll ever read this, but I wanted to have it on my shelves. And then on this stack, I have a lot of books actually I have read. I also have like multiples of Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. So I have this one that I have not read by C.W. Farnsworth, but I want to read this. I have Hold On To Me by Lucia Franco, You're Mine Tonight by Lucia Franco, which are just two of her backlist books because I love her. And then I have Restore Me by J.L. Seekers that I have not read. Okay, so now we're on to my Elsie Silver shelf. So with this, I've read all of them except Out of the Gate, which is this novella. And I was actually waiting for the audio of the novella to come out, which I think is available. I can't remember if it's like a free audiobook you can download from her newsletter. I have to go back and check because I am on her newsletter. But I've literally read all of these and there's nothing behind it. This is my Anna Huang and Daisy Hates or Magnolia Park shelf. I've read all of Anna Huang, all of the Daisy Hates. So it's another 2 shelves where I've actually read everything. Okay, we're getting good. I'll bring it down a little bit. So this is my Sierra Simone shelf and some Katerina Mora books. So I think the only one that I haven't read is the Broken Vows by Katerina Mora, which is in the back. But all of these other Sierra Simone books I've read. And then, of course, Manacult, my Manacult shelf. I actually forgot I have a historical fiction shelf. I moved around some stuff. So I have The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper that I have not read. Oh, I have another Kate Quinn book I recently got, which is The Alice Network. I definitely want to read this too. I have A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. Even though I think this is more fantasy, this probably should go, yeah, should probably go on my fantasy shelf. I have to do some rearranging. I have the Songbook of Benny Lament by Amy Harmon, which I love Amy Harmon. And then I have Making Faces by Amy Harmon. This is a romance, that's not a historical fiction. Island Queen by Vanessa Riley, which I really love this book, this cover. I want to read it because I like Vanessa Riley. I have this one, I got it in PR, but I don't know why. This is like a How Women's Liberation Transformed America, the movement from 1963 to 1973. Okay, thank you, though, for sending it to me. I have Diva, and then I have this one, which is The Queen's Spies. So I have some very interesting historical fiction books that I just have not gotten to yet. Now I have the bottom shelf, which is more like historical romances and stuff like that. So I'm just going to skip that because I'm not doing that. I will say I have this whole book series by Gregory Maguire, which is Wicked. So it's Wicked, and then I have book 2, 3, and 4. But I'm like, I know that Wicked, the book, is like not what the movie is. So I'm very interested. If you want me to read it, let me know, please and thank you. Okay, going over a little bit to the very, very tippy top last shelf, which is this one. So at the very top, I have a lot that I have not read, but they're all like special editions, which I don't think I put into my Libib app yet, so some of them don't count. But I have a Jen McMahon book, I have an Emma Miller book, so, and then it's same thing here, I have a lot of special editions that I have not read. This is like my Hello Lovely shelf, where I get all of my Hello Lovely Trope of the Month stuff. So I'm not really going to go through those because they're a lot, and that's really high up for me. This is my Lauren Asher shelf. I have read all of these Lauren Asher books that I own. I have some Lucina Connie that I've read, but the only book from Willow Astor on the shelf that I have not read is this one, Autumn Nights, which I'm like, I have to get to sometime in fall because duh, Autumn Nights, you know, I might pick that up soon. So then we get to more like darker romances over here. So I've read a lot of these books. Yeah, this is like my QB Tyler shelf too, which I've read all of QB Tyler's books. Yeah, so like all of these I've read. All of these books I've read. Then we get down to my Nikki Castle shelf, which is just special editions. And then my Callie Hart shelf. So I have these two. These are special editions for Mystic Box. They're very pretty. I just haven't read it. It's like a bind up of like 5 books, I think. It's like in a series that they bound up. And then I have Dirty Nasty Freaks, which I don't know why I bought this, but it's a bind up too of 3 books. Tell me why I bought this. And then we move on to another 2 like contemporary dark romance shelves. And I think the only ones on this shelf that I have not read are My Dark Desire by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen, Power by Cassandra Robbins, and that's the only ones on that shelf that I haven't read. And now the very bottom shelf, I think I've read all of them, because it's like only my Devney Perry books that I wanted to keep, my Melanie Harlow books I wanted to keep, and some Greer Rivers. So this is the one I haven't read by Greer Rivers, which I definitely want to read. I got the audio, but I did not like the narrators. And I think I have to read Hideaway Heart. I think this is the one I haven't read in this series. So yeah, pretty good for those shelves. Now we're coming to these shelves. So I have two more ginormous bookshelves. I'm going to show you the very top if you can see them. So those are all my Bethany Chris books, and I've read all of those. And I do have some like J.R. Ward books behind there that are included in that 234, but I can't get up there right now, so can't show you those. But those are all my Bethany Chris, and then I have some books up here like Colleen Hoover and stuff. So I haven't read, maybe someday. I don't know if you could see that. Maybe someday I haven't read, and then I have two Lily Chu books I haven't read. Dear Haiti, Love Alani, and then American Royalty and The Stars in Her Eyes. So that's just some books up there that I have not read. They're a little bit higher, but we're gonna get to these two shelves. I'll do them both at the same time. So this is a lot of traditionally published books, and then these, I think I've actually read all of these. These are like my Kennedy Ryans, my Brittany C. Cherries, my Emma Scott. So I've read all of these minus Insta Love by Danielle Allen, which I definitely want to read. I haven't read The Fire Between High and Low, but I read every other book on here, which I'm proud of. Okay, that's one shelf that I've read most of these books. Now this one, I've read, no, I haven't read these two by Mia Sheridan. I think Jess gave these to me. She didn't like these two, but it's Becoming Calder and Finding Eden. So I'm assuming these are part of like the same series. I haven't read The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I don't know if I am. She's not my favorite, or they're not my favorite author in the world. And then, okay, I bought this last year, but someone said it's not a romance. It says Always in December by Emily Stone. You can let me know. You can let me know if this has any romance, but I think like people cried reading this book. I like to cry during those books. Okay, so then we're coming down to these t-shirts. Okay, we're going a lot quicker than I thought. Okay, so this is actually, I get a lot of books from Berkeley Publishing. I'm very lucky to be a part of their influencer team, and they will, even if I pick just one book, sometimes they will send multiples, even though I don't request them, which is great, and I love to be able to showcase them, but sometimes I just can't read them all. So I have this one, Sunshine and Spice by Aurora Pallet. I have The Lovers, which I just got these two, so I definitely want to read them. Oh, this one wasn't sent, but I bought it myself. This is Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. Then I have Red String Theory by Lauren Kung Jessen. Then I have this one by Jackie Lau, Love Pies and Cherry Pie. This actually came with a cherry chapstick that was delicious. So I'm actually going to bring you closer so you can see what I'm talking about, but I'm going to go through them really quickly. So Paper Princess, I read the old version of Paper Princess. Unrealistic Expectations by Andy J. Christopher. I have not read that one. Kiss and Spell. I actually have the audiobook out for this. I got this last year, and I definitely want to read it this year. Kiss Countdown, I have not read yet. I tried, but the audio expired like through my library. Canadian Boyfriend by Jenny Holiday. Better Left Unsent by Leah Lewis. The Design of Us by Sanjani Patel. This Spells Disaster by Tori Ann Martin. I actually have this on hold. Torn and Tied by Carrie Cole, which I think I've read those. Triple Sect by TJ Alexander. Okay, so I've read a lot of these, except I haven't read The Fake Out. I've read Iced Out. Yep, I haven't read One Puffed Up Pack. This is the Hello Lovely exclusive edition, but I really love it. I think between this one, I haven't read Rules of the Game. I haven't read that one. I tried to read Sticks and Stones by S. Mastery and S.J. Silvis, and I DNF'd it, so it's probably one I'm going to get rid of. I haven't read You and Me by Tal Bauer. I haven't read The Problem with Players by Brittany C. Cherry, or this one. Iris Kelly doesn't date, but those are on my TBR, like high priority TBR. So this shelf lower, I have not read Hockey with Benefits, but I have a special edition. I have my copies of Unsteady. I've read The Score. I have not read Reckless. This is actually the Hello Lovely exclusive edition that I just got. And actually, surprisingly, I haven't read Blockshot either by Kennedy Ryan, but I cried reading Hookshot, I think, so I'm kind of scared to read this one. Okay, and then the shelf next to it is like my Candy Steiner shelf. Oh, I have my Yours Truly that I love to show. So I read all of, I don't think I've read this novella by Juliet Cross, but I want to. That's the only one of those that I have not read. Okay, we're making good progress. Let's look at us. Okay, so these shelves, I'm just going to pull them out really quickly. This is my Penelope Douglas shelf, which I've read a lot of these books actually. The only one I haven't read is Nightfall by Penn Douglas. and Tris 6 Venom that's on here, and Rival. But Tris 6 Venom I DNF'd, but I definitely want to go back because I just wasn't in the mood for a dark romance. So I definitely want to go back to that at some point. And then this is actually a new shelf that I put together. This has some of my new books. So I recently just got this in PR, which is called Tied Together. I want to read this. It comes out November 8th. So I got this really, really early, but this is like on my radar, like hardcore on my radar. Have not read Homebound, but I want to. Optimist's Guide to Heartbreak. I have not read this because I don't want to cry. This is one of them I haven't read on my bottom shelves that you can't see, but Sarah Kate, The Homewrecker. This is Trope of the Month. So we're down here. I have not read One Chance. So I haven't read this one by Lena. And then I have this special edition of Love Me Today, and this is what the cover looks like, but I haven't read this one yet. Tell me why. I have special editions that I haven't read. I have not read this one. I don't think I've read this one. It's one of her older ones, though. And then all my Laura Pavlov that I have read. I've read all of those. And then going down farther, I can't bring you all the way down, but I'll show you them really quickly that I haven't read. A Megan Quinn I haven't read. Another Megan Quinn I haven't read. I haven't read this Pippa Grant yet. I just got this one in PR. I haven't read this one yet that I just got in PR. I haven't read this one. I have a lot down here I get in PR, but I just haven't read yet. And then I have a lot of J. Sterling, which I'm not going to take out because they're all the way at the bottom. And then moving on to this shelf that's next to it, all the way at the bottom. I have this one that someone got me for my birthday. Kimberly got me for my birthday. It's called Pinky Promise by Rebecca Rennick. But it's super cute. Haven't read Frisco. These are special editions, but I haven't read Hell House. I have not read Release. I don't think I've read Hollow by Karina Halley yet. Have I read this one? Yeah, I don't think I've read this one yet. I haven't read Dancing with Sin or Irish, but these are special editions. And that's all on that shelf. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through these really quickly. Here, come closer. Come closer. Okay, so I've read all of these. These are the booktuber box. I've read all those. Read Archer's Voice, read this. I've read all of these. I've read all of Helena's except Shattered Truth. That's the one that I have not read. And everything on that shelf I've read. So this is actually my Afterlight book that I just got that I think this is so freaking cute. I want to read it just because of this cover. So I have all my Rebecca Jinchak that I've read. Have not read The Prospects. Have not read One Last Shot. Another Kiss Countdown. I've read Offsides, and I've read these two books. I've not read these two, which is Meet Me. I think I read this one. Did I DNF? I think I might have DNF this book. But Dirty Packing Play, I haven't read that one yet. This is one that I got that I haven't read, but I love this cover. I want to read more. I'm a big Lucia Franco fan. I just haven't read all of her books yet. So I definitely want to read this one. Yeah, I've read all of these, which I'm pretty proud about. And then I have two over here, a couple over here that I have read too. Down here is my Rebecca Jinchak shelf. I do work for her, so I have all of her books. I have to take photos of these, that's why these are out. But I've read all of her books. I have a special edition shelf here. Hot Summer I have not read. I have not read this series, but I really, really want to. This was gifted to me from Dark and Quirky because we worked with them in the booktuber box, but I love these. I think they're very pretty. I haven't read these Tate James, and I haven't read the Tate James books, but I might get rid of these because I don't think Tate James is for me. I have this series that I won in a giveaway from Eternal Embers. It's a trilogy. I just haven't read it. So it's by Lucy Smoke, Pretty Little Savage is the first one. And then Stone Cold Queen. And then Natural Born Killer. So I have these. I think they're very cool. I just haven't read them. And then I have Home Run Proposal. I have not read this yet, but I really want to. I think they're so pretty. And this one has like a colored step back. Isn't that cool? I think that's so cool. That's why I bought it. Okay. And then I only have 4 more shelves, guys, and then I'll show you my TBR card. So these are not really special editions. These are just normal contemporaries. So I've read this. I read that one. Have not read that one. That one. I've read a lot of these, actually. Yeah, I've read all of these on this shelf. And then on this shelf, these are all my, like, Elizabeth O'Rourke. I haven't read Across Time. And I have not read Drowning Aaron. But everything else on this shelf I've read, including these. All the way at the bottom right here, which I can't go any lower, but these are all my Elle Kennedys that I've read. I've read these, I've read that. I haven't read this one by Lucy Score. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. You can tell me if you think I would like this one. And then I haven't read Until It Was Love. So you can let me know. And then this over here is special editions. I have all the Addicted series behind these books that I've read all those. This is the Afterlight edition of The Pairing that I just got like 2 months ago. Have not read this, but it's a new release. And these are all the Dark Fae Zodiac Academy series I have not read. The last thing I have, which is right in front of me, is my TBR shelf that I'm just going to show you very quickly. I have all of these books are unread. Clearly, they're my TBR shelf. So, or my TBR card. So I have this one I just got in PR. It's a holiday that I don't want to forget about. That's why it's there. A Man Called Ove. Haven't read that one. but I want to. I just got that in PR2, so that's why they're on here. I try to put them if they're new on here. I want to read this one, Holiday, that I cannot wait to read. This one is actually just coming out today, the day I'm filming this, that I want to read. I've heard really good things about this one. I'm waiting for the time where I can cherish this book because I want it to be the best, but I'm also sad because it's the last. So The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is an ARC I have. I don't know how I feel about this cover though. That was just like unsolicitedly sent to me. I'm very excited about this book. It looks super cute. This is my Leave It to the Pros book club pick for October that I have to get to soon. I want to read this because I have the audiobook for this. It's a YA fantasy. This is a book I previously DNF'd that I want to get back to because I love this series. I just wasn't feeling fantasy when I read it. And then I have Immortal Dark that I want to get to. And then I have some novellas because the novella readathon is happening next weekend. I think like after you're seeing this or when you're seeing this, I can't remember when this video is going to go up, but I have Thorn by Kathleen Allison, Grim Prince. These are all little novellas on my shelf that I pulled off. Roan Parrish's book, a Cleo Evans book, Cat Blackthorn, it's like a sapphic book, and then this one. I just want to share it. On the back it says Witches Get Bitches. Which I really love. I need a sticker that says that. So I got this book in PR2, and then I just got this ARC. It's not out till April though. So those are all the unread books I have, and then I'll show you the books I got from Barnes & Noble today. Oh, I forgot to share, I'm currently reading this ARC. So this is not unread, but I'm really excited for this book. So Barnes & Noble has this, if you buy a cafe thing, like an item, you get a free book. $5, not free book, you get a $5 book. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I mean, it was $5. I cannot pass this up. And it's a Spicy by Carrie Maniscalco. Okay. I got The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. I've heard really good things. Christy loved it, so I wanted to buy it. Also, The Sprayed Edges got me. And then I got these two books. The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore with the foiled edition. And they had this one out early, which is The Christmas Tree Farms. So that is all of my unread books on my shelves. I want to say close to 200 books, but they're all here. I'm going to print them out. If you guys think it would be a fun kind of video series to do where I read some of these unread books, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd really love to know. Let me know if there's a book that I should read like ASAP that you saw that you're like, you're missing out. You have to read this book like now. Please let me know. I might pick some of those first before I put them all in TBR jar. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I know this video is so long. I've been talking for a while. I have a lot of footage, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far, leave me a mug emoji for coffee. I was gonna do a book stack, but I've done book stacks before, so leave me a mug emoji in the comments down below for my coffee. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you like and subscribe for more content from me if you're new. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!